Understanding Buddhism, a guide for teachers. Hi, I'm Dr. James Holt, and in probably the third or fourth of a series of videos, I'm plugging my books, I'm sharing what it is. And so this is one that was published a couple of years ago, and it's an introduction to Buddhism of subject knowledge. Its main audience is for teachers or people training to be teachers, but its various chapters explores what Buddhism is, its history, and its practice today, and most importantly is the lived reality for Buddhists today. And Buddhism is obviously a world religion. It's found throughout the world, and what's interesting as we explore Buddhism within this book is the development of Buddhism over the years, how it's taught in schools, and so Buddhism is perhaps unusual in the sense that a lot of religions began, let's say, in the East, and then it worked west, whereas Buddhism is one that very much spread into Japan and China and others, so went further east. And so the different representations of Buddhism that we find, and certainly the one that seems to be most not accepted but most portrayed within the West, is to do with Theravada, because that's perhaps seen to be the oldest, so for some people it's the most authentic. But actually it's the smaller tradition of the two main ones, though there's lots of others, between Theravada and Mahayana. And there's lots of different ways of being a Buddhist. And what I explore in the various chapters is, for example, the life of the Buddha, and how in many ways Buddhism is understood through the life of Siddhartha Gautama, through the life of the Buddha, but actually as important as he is, it's the fundamental beliefs such as sunyata or the Four Noble Truths and those types of things that are most important. And also for example, the idea that enlightenment is the goal. For example, within Mahayana, more the bodhisattva, so enlightenment is put off so that bodhisattva can help others attain enlightenment as well. So there's various different things that are there, and for example, an understanding of Mahayana, as Mahayanans understand themselves to be one of the, if not the original expression of the Buddha that he taught through skillful means. And this book has many chapters in terms of the nature of humanity, the Buddha, the middle way, the bodhisattva and arhat ideals, and what the Dharma is. But it also looks at Buddhism in contemporary Britain and also the ethical dimension. So looking at, well, how is it practiced? What does it look like? What are the various traditions like? And where does authority lie? And also perhaps challenges the various different ways that Buddhism is experienced, that there's lots of different people and there's lots of different ways to be Buddhist. So if you need an introduction to Buddhism, and then I don't think, but I am biased, there's a better book than Understanding Buddhism.